Hi and welcome to a GC Mystery Special, this time talking about the sad death of Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. So this GC Mysteries video isn't one that I thought I would have to do, or one that I ever wanted to do, and this time it's not a mystery, but GC Mysteries is paying its respects to one of the most loved, one of the most respected, and honestly one of the most down-to-earth people that the world has ever known, and one of the strongest, which of course is Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, who to the day on the 9th of April 2021 died at Windsor Castle in Windsor in Berkshire, England, aged 99. Now, this is one that I didn't ever want to do, but I felt that being a lover of the royal family and loving them like I do, it was only right that I pay my respects, and that GC Mysteries as a whole pays its respects to this really beloved man. So at the end of this video you will not see the normal GC Mysteries logo as would usually happen, but something else instead. Now, Prince Philip was born in 1921 on the 10th of June, and as we know was a member of the British royal family and the longest serving consort that the country, or maybe even the world, has ever known. He had a very good life. He always wanted to be in the Navy, and he got in the Navy. But it came down to his wife and her duties, or the Navy. Because of course when the Queen's father died, Elizabeth became Elizabeth II, and so he chose his wife and duty and put that before the Royal Navy. He I never thought wanted to give up his Royal Navy career, but he loved his wife to a point that he thought it best to support her. Not just support her in the death of her father, but support her in everything she's done. And the Queen said that Prince Philip was her strength and stay. And of course she was spot on. But to tell you a bit about Prince Philip, He was actually born into the Greek and Danish royal families. He was born in Greece, but his family was exiled from the country when he was just an infant, and after being educated in France, Germany and then the United Kingdom, he joined the British Royal Navy in 1939 when he was aged 18, and from July 1939 he began corresponding with the then 13-year-old Princess Elizabeth, who he had first met in 1934. Now, during the Second World War, he served with distinction in the Mediterranean and Pacific fleets, and after the war, Philip was granted permission to marry Princess Elizabeth from her father. Now, their official engagement was announced in July of 1947, and he abandoned his Greek and Danish titles and styles, became a naturalised British subject, and adopted his maternal grandparents' surname Mountbatten, and he and the then Princess Elizabeth got married on the 20th of November 1947. Now, just before his wedding is when he was granted the style His Royal Highness and created the Duke of Edinburgh, Earl of Memoriam and Baron Greenwich by King George, Queen Elizabeth's father. Now, when the Queen's father died in 1952, he had to choose, as I said, between the Royal Navy career that he wanted so much, or choose his wife and do his duties, which wasn't being easy, but he chose his wife, and everyone who was there at the time or saw him when he was in the Navy knew that he was gutted when he had to leave the Royal Navy, having at that time reached the rank of commander, and he was made a British Prince in 1957. Now, as I think everyone knows, Prince Philip had 4 children with Queen Elizabeth II: Charles, Anne, Andrew and Edward, or to give them their proper titles: Charles the Prince of Wales, Anne Princess Royal, Prince Andrew Duke of York, and Prince Edward Earl of Wessex. Through a British Order in Council issued in 1960, Descendants of the couple not bearing royal styles and titles can use the surname Mountbatten Windsor, which has also been used by some members of the royal family who do hold titles. And examples of that are Anne, Andrew and Edward. Now, Mountbatten was Prince Philip's surname, and Windsor was Queen Elizabeth's surname. So, double barrel, but they put them together, and at some point Prince Philip said something along the lines of, he must be the only husband who can't have his children have his surname, because of course Mountbatten isn't a British surname and Windsor is. Now, he was also a sports enthusiast, and Philip helped develop the equestrian event of carriage driving, which if you know anything about Prince Philip, you will know that he loved that more than anything else. So he was a patron, president or member of over 780 organisations, and he served as chairman of the Duke of Edinburgh's Award, which is a self-improvement programme for young people aged 14 to 24. As I've already said, he was the longest serving consort of a reigning British monarch and the longest lived male member of the British royal family. Now, you may remember that on the 2nd of August 2017, Prince Philip, then aged 96, having completed 22,219 solo engagements since 1952, retired from his royal duties, and he has been seen very rarely since retiring from his royal duties. He was also known for his straight talking. He didn't mince his words. If he wanted to say something, he didn't try and make it sound nice or not as harsh. He said it how it was. And people loved him for that, because he didn't try to hide who he was. He spoke how he spoke, said what he wanted, and was probably the most straight talking member of the royal family. And although Prince Philip died today, on the 9th of April 2021. We mustn't forget that he had a very good life. 99 years, in fact, of life. So he had a very good life indeed, and a lot of that is due to marrying the then Princess Elizabeth, but a lot of that is because he didn't want to be known as an exiled prince. And so he got himself, when he was old enough, got himself out of that pit and turned it all around. And I remember watching an interview of Prince Philip where the interviewer called him an outsider, to which I think his reply was something along the lines of, I was already a royal before I became in the British royal family, which indeed is true, because he himself was already royal. He may have been exiled, but he was royal. And he always tried to make people laugh. Most of the time he succeeded, if not all of it, because he'd come out with a joke that some people would think were unacceptable or below the belt. But Prince Philip didn't care, because he didn't hide who he was. He is one of them people that I wish I had got to meet. And the monarchists in the UK, the people that love the royal family in the UK, you know, hundreds of thousands of us have never met a single member of the royal family. But today's announcement will hurt, and it's hurt me, and it will hurt hundreds of thousands more, because Prince Philip is Prince Philip. What you saw was what you got. And you know, he gave up a lot to marry the Queen, to be with the Queen, to support her in her duties, and do his own duties as a consort of the Queen. He gave up a lot. But that just shows people how much he loved her, and how much of a great couple they were, which is funny, because when Prince Philip first came onto the scene, nobody wanted Princess Elizabeth to marry Prince Philip. and I do mean no one. No one really gave him a chance. No one wanted Princess Elizabeth to marry Prince Philip, but she did, and that is due to the love that she had for him from a very young age. At the age that Princess Elizabeth was when she fell in love with Prince Philip, we would now say, you don't have a clue what love is. You don't know what love is. When you find love, you'll find it. But at your age, you don't know what love is. Princess Elizabeth knew what love was, loved Prince Philip. He loved her, and he proved it by being her consort for so long. You know, Prince Philip did over 22,000 solo engagements, but that is solo, that's not counting the ones that he did with the Queen. If you counted the ones he did with the Queen, the number would be a lot higher. And Prince Philip was also the tech buff. He wanted the family to become more open to technology. And a lot of people thought he was mad for that, but he did it. And I think he may have even been the first royal to go on television. So Philip, although he was tough and you know, it was tough love. There was no feeling sorry for people with Prince Philip. He was there to educate them, and if tough love is what it took, then that's what it took, but it worked. You know, Prince Charles went to schools he hated, schools he got bullied at, and I think at that time that Elizabeth II wanted to take Charles out of that school, and Prince Philip put a stop to it. He said it's tough love, and if you're suffering, you find your way through. And so, you know, it wasn't one that he always cared, but he didn't always show it. And that's because he was a tough love, straight up talking, stop feeling sorry for yourself kind of guy. during the last few months of his life, he has been in hospital. He, in fact, came out of hospital not long ago, having had something done to his heart and having a chest infection. And that is because, you know, he always received the best care. And as many of us thought, you know, suppose he was getting better. Whether it was just getting better, or he and the rest of the royal family didn't want to worry people, is yet to be seen. But it's a very sad day, and it's sad not just for us that are in the United Kingdom and, you know, or in the country that he has died in, but there is the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth was one of the greatest things that the Queen and he were a part of. And Prince Philip really made a lot of people laugh, even with a lot of what some people would call inappropriate jokes. He always made people laugh. Straight talking still, but he was always there to cheer people up. And he spent the best part of 70 years cheering people up. Really, it's sad that he's gone, but he's had a good life. In fact, he's had a great life. Yet he didn't get to live his career in the Royal Navy like he planned, but he got to do a lot of other things that he never planned on doing. So, you know, today we've just got to mourn the loss of someone that, if you are a royalist, you feel like you knew. And if you are that interested, you do know him because you know what he was like. Not on the inside, you know, not behind closed doors, but most of what he did behind closed doors he did in public anyway. He never tried to hide who he was, and he never changed. People may have wanted him to change who he was, to be more appropriate, or to not make these jokes that could be turned around and made to look bad. But Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, didn't change for anyone. And so today On the 9th of April 2021, all of our thoughts go to his family and friends. Thank you for watching and listening to this GC Mystery special video. This video has not been a mystery or a normal video that should be posted to such a channel. However, it is our way of paying our respects to Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. If you liked this video, please share it with your family and friends, and let us all mourn the death of Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, and may he rest in peace.